today's video, we'll discuss how to display PDFs from a database in ASP.NET. Storing PDFs on a disk in a multi-server ASP.NET app can get messy fast. Path issues, sync issues, lost files. So let's keep them in the database itself and then stream them straight to the browser on demand. By the end of this video, you'll have an upload form, a grid view listing every PDF with its metadata, and a view button that opens the file inline, all powered by IronPDF. So let's check it out. A quick prerequisite before we wire anything up: ASP.NET Web Forms project with a default ASPX and a default ASPX.CS code behind, SQL Server database, and IronPDF installed from NuGet. So that's 3 pieces, 10 minutes, and you're set. So we'll start with the schema. We'll create a table called PDF Documents. The actual file lives in a column typed verbinary max, which lets us store the entire document as binary. Around it, columns for file name, file size, upload date, user, and version number. We'll add indexes on upload date and file name so the query stays fast as the table grows. And the ID column is the primary key we'll use later when the user clicks view. All right, so now the UI. Default ASPX gets a file upload control and an upload button. Below that, a grid view bound to the document list showing file name, size, upload date, and user. And each row carries a view button. And that's the row that triggers the inline render. So code behind time, open default.aspx.cs, and the upload handler does 3 checks before it ever touches the database. First, reject anything that isn't a PDF. Second, enforce a 10 megabyte cap so that nobody uploads a 400-page scan that wrecks performance. And then third, and this is the one that pays off later, it validates the PDF by loading it into a PDF document and checking page count. If IronPDF can't open it or the page count is 0, the file is corrupt and you don't want it in your database. So reject it now and save yourself the support ticket. So if it passes all 3, write the bytes plus file name size and upload data into the table. Then refresh the grid view so the user sees their file land instantly. Loading the list back is straightforward SQL. Select the metadata, bind it to the grid view, and format the file size as you go. Anything under 1024 bytes shows as bytes. Anything over gets converted to KB so the column reads cleanly. All right, so here's the part that ties it all together, right? When the user clicks view, the grid view fires a command event. If the command name is view PDF, we call view PDF document with the row's ID. View PDF document calls a helper, get PDF from database, which runs a select for file data and file name where ID matches. If the bytes come back null, return null. Otherwise, hand back a PDF data object with bytes and file name populated. Back in view PDF document, we wrap those bytes in a memory stream and load them into a PDF document. And that gives us a chance to do anything we want before sending the file out, like applying security settings to disable copy-paste. The last move is response shaping. We'll set the response content type to application/PDF, add the header content disposition. Inline, write the binary data to the response stream and end the response. The inline disposition is the key. Without it, the browser downloads the file, but with it, the PDF opens right there in the tab. So let's go ahead and run the app, and we will pick a PDF and upload it. It lands in the database, and the grid view refreshes. So you click view, and the file opens instantly straight from the binary storage. No file system, no path juggling, no sync problems. We hope you found this story helpful. If you want to explore some more with IronPDF, we have a free trial on the site where you can download and explore the full capabilities on your library. So go ahead and click the link in the description to check it out. And don't forget to subscribe. If you're interested in more ASP.NET shortcuts, we got plenty on the channel queued up, ready to go.